Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Now, do you ever wish that the seabed was a little bit deeper, that you could take a submarine down and actually get to where it's really dark, pretty much so it's not just right below the surface such as this? Well, there is an incredible mod out now, and previously it was actually part of the Stormloader mod system, and you can have it. Of course, I'm talking about the Deeper Oceans mod by the SODS community. This is an incredible feat, and you could see here if you go to the workshop, it actually is on the home page. It was even, I think, on the first page a little earlier. Here it is now. Over 5,000 people subscribe to it, and this mod pretty much gets you the seabeds to be at 300 meters. So you don't have them at maybe 150 or 880 or whatever like you previously had. No, it's 3 kilometers down. Now, they do give a recommendation list of submarines and submersibles, and here you can see that they have the Stormloader installation version as well. But no matter which version you use, the mod itself is incredible. Now, previously you had to manually install it. Now it's just a nice simple mod that you can load in your game. I am a member of the SODS Discord community, and obviously not a key member because I'm not claiming any responsibility whatsoever to any of this. I'm just part of their server, but the server is a great place where you could see tons of really cool creations. You can also see their different add-ons that they're working on, including this incredible deep sea mining, and they have some other things as well. So I'm not going to get too far into that, but I highly recommend everybody goes and joins this community, because if you have a love for underwater exploration like I do, being a part of this community, they all do as well. And it's really a nice place where everybody kind of really enjoys that sort of system, that underwater exploration. You don't find many, police or military or even transportation things here. No, it's all about that underwater exploration. There are also some incredible builds as a part of the SODS community, so I highly recommend you take a look at that. Just take a look at this. Wow. Of course, now being a mod, we can enable it here directly from the mod workbench or workshop. So once that's enabled, you can spawn it in. I've spawned the mod in, and at first, you could go here and you could see the seafloor, so you don't really see much of a difference. Now if we go, well, take a look at that. You all of a sudden get a massive drop off into the abyss. Eventually you'll notice things such as this, where the columns of the bridge are floating in the air, and of course that is just a unfortunate drawback of this, but the mod works. So I'm back here above the shipwreck, and if we go under the water, well, it's not there anymore. It's much deeper. So what you can do, if we jump into the add-on thing here, you'll actually see under the edit that the shipwreck still appears just beneath us like this. However, it's actually 3 kilometers down. You could see here the display depth is displaying 500, which is the maximum for that particular sensor. So right away from that you could tell that there's something going on with the depth at which the seabed is. Now, if I just go straight down such as this and just hold it, eventually we will hit the seafloor bottom. So keep in mind I'm using no clip, but see how everything gets darker and all of a sudden we skip through? Well, now we are at the bottom. So I did turn on my player health, so I'm not gonna pass out down here. But you could see here we are at the actual seabed, and we're hanging out 3 meters below. Now if I go to my map here, you could see that I kind of traveled off from where the shipwreck is. So we got to go more in that direction, and what I can do is just follow this. But what's really neat too is that, oh, look at that. What's really neat is that in addition to the seabed, it's actually kind of like, it's not just flat. It has a lot of various geography and kind of hills and peaks and valleys and stuff. So it's not purely just a flat seabed that's so deep. It actually has some features to it. And like I said, here we are all the way down 3 kilometers. Things seem to get quite dark and murky down here. Now you could imagine using a ROV. First of all, you'd have to have multiple booster stations. Like, you'd have to send down various winches to follow your ROV down, or you'd send your submersible deep down and have to actually wait a while until you come here. So very, very impressive, and really it makes that underwater exploration that much cooler. Now I will admit, the first time I saw this boat, I thought that was like some kind of weird shark's teeth, and I kind of got freaked out looking at that, but nope, it's just a very rusty old ship. So I want to try to get there with my submersible, so I'm going to kind of try to hold a straight downward path for a while here. And we have our tilt meter on the display there, so as long as we are heading downward, we'll just kind of see what happens. So we're going down, and we're not even halfway here. You can see on the display we've just hit 1 kilometer, and it's taken me even a couple minutes, I'd say, to get to this level. So quite neat. My display's not even programmed to read the over 1 kilometer mark on this screen. I definitely should change it if this is something I plan on using. Halfway! Alright. We're halfway there. We're in the home stretch. It's taken a few minutes now, and a little bit of struggle because, of course, first of all, you'd never take a submarine straight down like this. And also just because, yeah, but look at that. If we level out, you're going to see that now we're 33 meters from the seabed, so we've done it. Wow, and we're staring right at an underwater wall. Now behind us is the shipwreck, so we can apply some speed and turn ourselves around and make our way to that shipwreck. I do want to get to the shipwreck to actually explore it at 3,000 meters down. That's really cool. You can see that there is no light coming down here. We're kind of fully in the void, if you will, and that's pretty realistic of such things. Now it seems that it is below us, so I can either tilt myself back down, probably at a lower speed though, to not smash into the seafloor. The nice thing about this mini sub is it actually comes with a generator with a sealed tank. So even though we're down here and our battery is at 66%, we are able to charge it up. So that makes it a little nicer for us, especially for the surfacing part of this mission. Here we are at the shipwreck. So I did it, I got over the little ridge there, and now I see it. So we are at 2.96 kilometers of depth here. So there you have it. With this deep water exploration mod, you're able to explore things like you never have before. It really makes it that much more exciting, but also valuable. Like, you feel more accomplished having reached this depth and start exploring shipwrecks or things down here. So really amazing mod. Highly recommend that you take a look and try it out if you are interested in this sort of thing. I can even choose to explore the shipwreck here with my ROV that's tethered in. You can see it kind of moving around there. If we're going to have any semblance of realism, I certainly would not send divers out. I think it's too risky at this depth, probably impossible. But here we have kind of a visual on what this ship looks like with our ROV. Yes, it is a little upside down as it is. Something that's even more epic is viewing this underwater world when the outside time is set to night. So here you can see how it's kind of blue, whereas if we set it to night, wow, look at that. If I turn off the lights, I may actually get claustrophobic here. But look at that. How incredible. Definitely would not want to think about what can possibly be around me, that when you're looking at it like that, if there's some kind of sea creatures or things. But anyway, what a fun mod, and what interesting adventures this sort of mod and just interface, gameplay, everything can bring us. Yeah, really fun to kind of explore the various areas and see what we have. It kind of brings a whole new light into the game. Well, light or lack thereof into the exploration side of things. So there we have it. Make sure to check out Deeper Oceans mod by the SODS community if you're into this kind of thing. I highly recommend it. It does change the game drastically. It makes underwater exploration entirely different, and you could see the amount of effort the developers put into it. So go give them a thumbs up and let me know what you think for this type of thing. Personally, I think this should be part of the vanilla game. We should have, say, a trench that is like at least 1 kilometer deep, and then we can mount exploration such as this. So thank you for watching, stay tuned for more, and as always, happy Stormworksing everyone.